Stefan Nemanjić, Stefan the First-Crowned, was Grand Prince of Serbia from 1196, and the King of Serbia from 1217 until his death in 1228. He was the first Rascian king, and through his promotion of the Serbian Grand Principality into a kingdom and helping his brother Saint Sava in establishing the Serbian Church, he is regarded one of the most important of the long-lasting Nemanjić dynasty. Stefan's literary opus is modest but of high quality. He wrote the Life of Stefan Nemanja, a biography of his father. Early life. Stefan Nemanjić was the second eldest son of Grand Prince Stefan Nemanja and Anastasia. His older brother and heir apparent Vukan ruled over Zeta and the neighboring provinces, while his younger brother Rastko ruled over Hum. The Byzantines attacked Serbia in 1191, raiding the banks of South Mirava. Nemanja had a tactical advantage, and began to raid the Byzantine armies. Isaac II Angelus summoned a peace treaty, and the marriage of Nemanja's son Stefan to Eudokia Angelina, the niece of Isaac II, was confirmed. Stefan Nemanjić received the title of Sebastocrator. Heir apparent conflict. In an inscription dated 1195 in the Church of St. Luke in Kota, Vukan is titled as King of Duklja, Dalmatia, Travunia, Toplica and Havosno. Although Vukan was Nemanja's eldest son, Nemanja preferred to see Stefan II on the Serbian throne, mostly because Stefan was married to Byzantine Princess Eudokia. It seems that Vukan reacted on this change in succession by declaring himself King of Duklja. Although he assumed a sovereign royal title, Vukan remained under his father's authority. On the 25th of March 1196, Stefan Nemanja summoned a council in Rast, where he officially abdicated in favor of his second son, Stefan, to whom he bequeathed all his earthly possessions. This decision was not in accordance with the traditional right of primogeniture, according to which Vukan should inherited the throne. This was not accepted lightly by Vukan. Nemanja took monastic vows in the Church of Saints Peter and Paul and adopted the monastic name of Simeon. Simeon subsequently retired to his Studenica monastery, and Anastasia retired to the monastery of the Mother of Christ in Kursumlija. After numerous pleas by Sava, Simeon left the Mount Athos and joined Sava in 1197 in the Vatopedi monastery. In 1199, the two together rebuilt the ruined Eastern Orthodox monastery of Hilanda, given to the Serbian people by the Byzantine emperor, which became the heart of Serbian spiritual culture. Simeon died on the 13th of February 1199. While Nemanja was alive, Vukan didn't oppose Stefan's rule, but as soon as Nemanja died, he started to plot against him in order to become Grand Prince. He found aid in Hungarian King Emeric, who at the time fought against the Second Bulgarian Empire and wanted assistance. With the help of Hungarian troops in 1202, Vukan managed to overthrow Stefan, who fled into Bulgaria. Vukan was left to rule Serbia. In an inscription dating to 1202 to 1203, Vukan is titled as Grand Zupan Vukan, ruler of all Serbian land, Zeta, maritime towns and land of Nisava. In return for Hungarian help, Vukan became a Hungarian vassal and promised that he would convert to Catholicism if the Pope would give him the title of king. However, as a Hungarian vassal, Vukan soon got involved in the conflict with Bulgaria. In 1203 the Bulgarian army attacked Vukan, annexing Nis. In the chaos that followed, and using Vukan's sympathies for Catholicism against him, Stefan managed to return to Serbia and overthrow Vukan in 1204, becoming ruler again. Vukan was pushed into his holdings of Zeta. In the meantime, Bishop Sava had success on Mount Athos, founding the cradle of Serbian Christianity. Sava returned to Serbia in the winter of 1205–06 at 1206–07, and intervened and reconciled his two brothers, taking the remains of his father with him, which he relocated to the Studenica monastery. Stefan II asked him to remain in Serbia with his clergy, which he did, starting a widespread pastoral and educational duty to the people of Serbia. He and Sava founded several churches and monasteries, among them the Zeka monastery. The Vukan continues to rule as titular king in Zeta, and abdicated in California 1208 when his son Thord is mentioned as titular king of Zeta. Although in edicts from Studenica dated 1209, he is mentioned only as Great Prince. Vukan seems to have died in 1209 or shortly thereafter. Later rule. After the death of Kaloyan, there was a succession war in Bulgaria. Tsar Boril, the most ambitious of the nobles, took the throne and exiled Alexius Slav, Ivan Asentu and Strez. Strez, the first cousin and brother of Boril, took refuge in Serbia and was warmly welcomed at the court of Stefan II. Even though Boril requested the extradition of Strez to Bulgaria with gifts and bribes, Stefan II refused. Kaloyan had conquered Belgrade, Branicevo, Nis and Prizren, all of which were claimed by Serbia. At the same time, Boril was unable to take military action against Strez and his Serbian patron, as he had suffered a major defeat at the hands of the Latins at Plovdiv. Stefan went as far as to become a blood brother with Strez, in order to assure him of his continued favor. Andrea Miroslavljevich was entitled the governance of Hum as the heir of Miroslav of Hum, the uncle of Stefan II, but the Hum nobles chose his brother Peter as Prince of Hum. Peter exiled Andrea and Miroslav's widow, Andrea, fled to Rascia, to the court of Stefan II. In the meantime, Peter fought successfully with neighboring Bosnia and Croatia. Stefan II sided with Andrea and went to war and secured Hum and Popovo Field for Andrea sometime after his accession. Peter was defeated and crossed the Neretva, continuing to rule the west and north of the Neretva, which had in 1203 been briefly occupied by Andrew II of Hungary. Stefan II gave the titular and supreme rule of Hum to his son Radoslav. Andrea held the district of Popovo with the coastal lands of Hum, including Ston. By agreement, when Radoslav died, the lands were bound to Andrea. Thord of Zeta, in order to secure his lands from Stefan, accepted Venetian suzerainty, possibly in 1208. Thord may have done this due to tensions between the two, although this must not be the case. Venice, after the Fourth Crusade, tried to exert control of the Dalmatian ports, and managed in 1205 to submit Ragusa. Thord submitted to prevent that Venice claimed his ports of southern Dalmatia. Thord promised Venice military aid in case of a revolt by another theoretical Venetian vassal, Dimitri, an Albanian lord of Kruja. This was likely related to the Rascia-Zeta conflict. Stefan II married off his daughter, Komnena, to Dimitri in 1208. The marriage resulted in close ties and an alliance between Stefan and Dimitri amidst these conflicts. Kruja is conquered by Epirot despot Michael I. Komnenos Doukas, and Dimitri is not heard of in any surviving sources. After Dimitri's death, the lands are left to Komnena, who soon married Greek-Albanian Gregorios Kamornis, who took power of Kruja, strengthening relations with Serbia, which had after a Serbian assault on Scutari been weakened. Thord disappears from sources, and Stefan II controls Zeta by 1216, probably through military action. Stefan either put Zeta under his personal rule, or assigned it to his son Stefan Radoslav. Zeta would from now on have no special status, and would be given to the heir apparent. Despot Michael I of Epirus conquered Skadar, and tried to press beyond, but was stopped by the Serbs and his murder by one of his servants in 1214 or 1215. He was succeeded by his half-brother Theodore Komnenes. Theodore took on a policy of aggressive expansion, and allied himself with Stefan II. Stefan Radoslav married Anna Doukaina Angelina, the daughter of Theodore. Coronation and autocephaly. Having long wanted to call himself king, Stefan set about procuring a royal crown from the papacy. It is not clear what Stefan promised in regard to the status of the Catholic Church, which had numerous adherents in the western and coastal parts of his realm, but a papal legate finally arrived in 1217 and crowned Stefan. The advance of the Catholic Church in Serbia did not last long, but angered Serbian clergy. Many opposed Stefan's coronation, with Sava protesting by leaving Serbia and returning to Mount Athos. Later Serbian churchmen were also bothered by Stefan's relations with the papacy, while Stefan and Sava's contemporary Nemanjić wrote that the coronation was performed by a papal legate. A century later Theodosius the Hilandarian claimed that Stefan was crowned by Sava. The contradiction led some Serbian historians to conclude that Stefan underwent two coronations, first by the legate and in 1219 by Sava, but modern scholars tend to agree that only the former took place. Marriage, monastic vows and death. Stefan was married, around 1186, to Eudokia Angelina, the youngest daughter of Alexius Angelus and Euphrosyne Doukaina Karmatirina. Eudokia was the niece of the current Byzantine Emperor Isaac II Angelus. Isaac II arranged the marriage. According to the Greek historian Nicetas Choniates, Stefan and Eudokia quarreled and separated, accusing one another of adultery. After June 1198, they had 3 sons and 2 daughters. King Stefan Radoslav ruled 1228 to 1233. King Stefan Vladislav I ruled 1233 to 1243. Archbishop Sava II, Countess Komnena Nemanjić of Kruja. Stefan remarried in 1207-1208. His second wife was Anna Dandolo, granddaughter of Venetian Doge Enrico Dandolo. They had 1 son and 1 daughter. King Stefan Duros I ruled 1243 to 1276. He built many fortresses including Maglik. At the end of his life Stefan took the monastic vow under the name Simeon and died soon after. He was canonized as his father was. Legacy. According to the legend, there was a guest house on the road between Budva and Petrovac and a column in front of it with a wine vessel for thirsty passengers. According to this legend, Stefan drank from this wine vessel during his visit to his cousin, Venetian Doge Dandolo. Later, in 1223 or 1226, he allegedly built the Church of the Assumption of Mary, thereby founding the Razovici monastery.